So what's up? Kareem KAA back again. The microphone is delivered. So happy to see you all. Give me some time for the adjustments of the microphone for further videos. Today I want to talk about truth. It's actually something important in your life is your base. So when we're going to truth, it's talking about what's coming in your mind when I say truth. Is it they weren't truthful to me? He or she was not true to me? Truth. We define that by I tell you I'm gonna give you my love, and it will be like that. You will feel it. As long you just say it, you will never reach that state. The other individual will not feel it. So that's truth. So some people are ready to share feelings and some not. Some just go, with the logical stuff and like to perceive the world around them just with numbers and all that stuff. But uh, that's what I'm telling you. We can't judge them because I forgive no matter what happens in my life, no situation. Now people maybe know me and know what happens in my daily life, but I can tell you that just there was an event before I did this video, and I still forgive the person that I had a conflict with. So I want to take that seriously because people maybe say, well, he's just saying that, he's not really meaning it. Well, I just can't prove it to you. I know it for myself. Like when I would say I didn't do that because I stand for it. Like I told you, I did bad things in the past, and I'm not proud of it. I learned from it. Everybody's doing mistakes. So we need to go further what truth really is. Our truth is actually something that is inside of our heart, okay? So when you ignore the truth, when you start to lie one time, you start to get immune to it. It's like, it wasn't that bad. I just told him it wasn't like that, and it's not that, bad. We start to minimize the problems, or let's just say minimize the lies. And a lie is a lie no matter what, okay? So you need to understand that sometimes people, when we are in discussions, it gets loud. That's normal. I mean, these are discussions. You feel that all around. Of course, it's an agitation in it. As long as you don't touch somebody, is no problem. But some people don't understand that. So I just want to make clear that everything I say and that I put on YouTube, I can stand for it. So that's my truth, okay? Somebody's gonna ask me or take a lawyer or something and say, now we're gonna test this guy. Well, I can stand for everything I've said, okay? I share with you the my experiences that I had in my life. I mean, I'm going through life and I'm happy no matter what happened. You see me still laughing, and it's not fake. It's just real, And some people do understand it, some people don't. I wish you all the best for those who don't, because I give you my love, my understanding through my spirit. But I stay for the truth. I stand for the truth. So when I tell somebody the truth, I want actually that the person listens to me. If you're not listening to me, you will never get my message. Because my message is straight. I'm telling you, I love you. And because you are a human being like I do, and you need to listen to me. But if you don't listen, we will never have a discussion. I'm just talking like to myself. I could go to a wall. That's my truth. You can go to a wall and talk to yourself. You will have at least the echo. So truth surrounds us, our daily life, all the time. So the truth is, when I'm walking in the streets and there's a tree, it's reality, it's a truth. The tree is there. Now we're going into something else. Like, I know it's called tree, But who tells me that this is the truth or the true word for this so-called object? Well, a tree for me is not an object, is energy, is a being, and we're coming to that later. Um, Energies are truth. So we know there are different energy. There are batteries, there are the power plants, and so on. So the truth is also that our Earth has an orbit. Okay, it's spinning like a satellite does. But let's just say a natural satellite of the Earth is the moon, to keep it in the nature pattern, not the other satellites. I'm not against that, because without that I couldn't communicate with you right now. So there's a deeper understanding of truth. So what is your truth? Like I said, if somebody says new world order, what is your truth behind it? Well, it depends how your environment is. Nowadays, everybody speaks bad about it, so you will start to think about bad things, or you start to, trying to ignore the fact. But it's just about how you express yourself, how you bring order into your life, because like this, you will bring order into this world. Okay? So the question is, where are we going if we don't understand what truth is? Truth was always love, because I know where hate is going. You have debates and everything, but after, when you finished your debates, this is what I'm telling you. When you have a really tough discussion with somebody, try to transcend that and take it in. It's an experience. I learned from it, and I can gain more. When the next time happen the thing again, I can rearrange myself. But everything that I spoke, I don't regret it, because everything that I say has a reason. It comes out of me because somebody pushes me to the limit. And when I come to the limit, I speak my cloud, like how I feel. If somebody is arguing with me, rather why I was raised alone by my mother and where was my father, I don't care about that, because I know my father loves me deeply. He did his experience and, let's just say, his mistakes in life. But now I shall judge my father because of that? Or shall I judge another person who talked about my father in a really disrespectful way? No, we exchanged our thoughts. And then people in that moment, even if they get lyrical, and they cannot at the same time calm down again. I did that in this event, and it didn't work. The other person was still, you have nothing to say. So I'm actually not saying names, and this person. So this is neutral. So even if you would know the person, do not judge, because I forgive and I still love this person. And I'm not just saying that to put it on in the internet so people know, oh yeah, maybe he's saying that, or yeah, really, you see, he said it. I'm not looking for witnesses, because like I'm telling you, is the truth for me. So the truth is something important, because it's your base. If you have a base, somebody can destroy your house, but you still have the basement. And on the basement, it can build up again. Well, there we come to structures that can be destroyed but build up again immediately. This is something like when you see that some people, they get and they have an experience, they break down, they go into depression, but they stand up again. I'm made like that. They told my mother that she is that kind of person, that something bad can happen and she always can stand up again. So this is what I'm made of too. So no matter what, still mad respect to every living being in the universe. Watch your steps, because truth is, like I was saying, is left or right, could mean alive or dead. But I'm going straight because I speak my cloud, my truth. That's me. Okay, I'm not going here, not going there. I had beef with you, but I still can accept you and love you as before. So if you can get that in your mind, it will be not your truth. It will just something be that you say, but you don't believe in it. And then we come into the word believe, that is always connected with the truth. Because what you believe is going to be your truth and is going to be your reality. So, you need to understand that belief means also faith, both. I don't separate that because my faith is in God and I believe in God. So if you don't believe in something, it will not last. That's where when we talked about the core. Okay. So what I want to tell you is that we need to go to the state of mind where the truth is going to be our believing, let's just call it consciousness. The consciousness behind it need to understand that you are meaning it. There's where we come to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is so strong. They say, now I'm going back to information. I'm not saying it's the truth, it's just information. But they say that 95% of our daily life is guided and controlled by the subconscious mind. So, in a second, the subconscious mind decides if somebody is sympathetic, I think it's the word, to you or not. If you like somebody, if somebody has the same good energy as you or not. Now, if you're not conscious of your subconscious mind, it's gonna make your life difficult, from my point of view, because you will perceive a lot of information from your subconscious mind, and if you don't have a connection, you will have a twisted truth. You know what twisted is, right? Twisted is 180 degrees or even more. It can be even 360 degrees one way around or the other way around. So the truth is always crucial in your life because it will guide you. I'm true when I'm saying peace and love to everybody because I mean it. So when you say tomorrow I'm going to express myself to my friend and tell him that I love him. And when he starts to laugh and he say, but I'm not gay. Well, nothing against gay people, okay? Then you need to express yourself and tell him, I mean, love you as my brother. You see? So when you say, I love you to somebody, it's always going back to a relationship that we know of between man and man and woman, or woman and man and man, because we have that in this society, and we need to deal with this, not exclude these people. Okay, I know there are certain individuals who are not let's just say good with it, or they don't accept it. Okay, so we need to come to the conclusion that no matter how hard somebody tries to put you in a certain way, okay, like I said, you're going to your friend, say I love you, and he will laugh and just say, how do you want to love me? I already have a girlfriend, or already have a boyfriend. You can't be with me or something like that. No, no, I love you as a sister. I love you as a human being. I love you as my brother. Okay? This is very important because this is expression, and the expression comes from the truth within you. So, no matter how people act in your daily life, in your environment, I was, let's just say, when I was a little kid, when I was 5 years old, my father used to come drunk at home. And for me, when I was a child, my truth was like I heard a lot of, animals inside of his voice, you know, agitated and all that stuff. I'm used to it. People can get agitated beside me without that I get agitated if they can't express themselves lyrically. They are poor. You know what I mean? They are poor. They're just like little kids that didn't have an education or maybe the love. So I pity them. Pity in a way, not like you're nothing worth. I can make them feel like that, but in the end, in the inner core, I want to express something. It's like you can do whatever you want to. You cannot break me down. Now we're coming back to Jeru the Damager, from hip hop culture. He's like, that's the song Renegade Slave. And he says, you see me coming, I'm there. I always will be there. That's his truth. That's hip hop. That's culture. That's expression. That's his truth. And, he's still alive. So, that's how he's going. That's what he said. When the mental can be moved, even if it looks to people, when I start myself, I'm talking about myself, when I start to get agitated and talk, like this, but I never get physically, I don't attack. I'm a defender. In a French song from I Am, it's called L'école du micro d'argent, the album and the song. And it's called Je suis le défenseur. And that's how I'm working. I defend myself. I don't attack animals. I stay myself. But when an animal comes and wants blood from me, I always send first out a message. Please don't come. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to, because I know you're a part of the universe. But I'm telling you, there are blood-sucking insects. They understand that. They are not coming. But some, they test. And that's the same thing with KRS. He says it the same way. He says like, I just give me a little piece. But then always a cats want to test. And then he says like a pop. The real hip hop is over here, man. I mean, he has his credits. He knows what he's talking about. He lived on the streets. He managed himself to come up in hip-hop culture as a teacher. He has a house in Atlanta, but still got New York in him, like he says in the lyrics. This is like, a real consciousness. So he says they don't even know the magnitude they're dealing with, So that's when I start to laugh and understand him because, he's not a joke. He says like, I live peacefully. I am for peace and knowledge, but I will contradict that. When you start to pushing me into corners where I don't belong, don't put me in that position like you say, oh, you're psychologically disturbed. And that's the fact, that's my truth. But it's not the truth. It's just because of that and this and that. They don't ask the why, the how, and everything, So the truth is always crucial. You see, I'm telling you straight, if all of you could see what happened here today in this event, you would laugh that I'm still here explaining stuff, not talking about it with characters in it, just taking the message, the core inside of it out and bringing it to the realness, the truth, that we need to forgive people because I forgive myself too for what I've said. That's another truth. Forgive yourself. Because, like I told you, I'm a human being. I'm not giving you knowledge. I'm sharing information. I still have no answer, and I'm not mad about that because it takes time. I'm a patient person, but I like to do these videos every day with a different kind of subject to make some things clear because it affects us all, you know? So, back to the truth and the roots of it, okay? The truth is actually something coming from deep inside of you, from your spiritual being. You have a higher consciousness, a higher being. And this one is guiding you, even, I'm telling you straight, into difficult kind of circumstances. And what I've learned from today is next time I just say one word and that should be enough and turn my back. This is what I learned today because I was yelling too much. I'm sorry for that, God. And I shouldn't do that. But I had to. Because inside of me, I was like, exploding. I had to express myself. But I am not a person who likes to attack other people physically. Because verbally, if you look into politics, everybody is attacking each other verbally, but you did that and you did this. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. It's a conversation in the end if we don't get too personal. Okay? So, the problem is that when we get too personal, it's like, oh, you don't need to do that or I will harm you or something like this, Because if somebody comes to me like that, inside, I already forgive him for the speech, but I need to speak my cloud. I need to make it clear, like I told you, God forgives, but He does not stop to change His plan for it. When He sees that violence is not something that can last, and people who are violent acting foolish, and like they did to Jesus, kill, let's just say, His son or a messenger, and then say, good, of course I forgive you, and everything will be the same. No, I forgive you, but change is gonna come. Like the Song of Seal. I'm always referring to coming back to music because it's a part of our life too, and this is something like everybody's listening to music. If it's the silence, the sound of silence, like the song from Simon and Garfunkel, and I recommend you to listen to the cover of Disturbed. I heard that live on the concert and it was hardcore. Really nice voice, big respect, man. So we need to understand the philosophy. Now we're coming into philosophy. The philosophy behind the truth. The truth is there to make you something clear. We talked about the higher self that is guiding you through different situations in life, and we need to manage that. So I managed myself to come from a very agitated conversation back in front of the mic that I got today. Thanks God, the Blue Yeti Pro. It's a good one. I listened before a little bit, and I'm gonna check it. The video, I'm gonna put it anyway on YouTube. But I hope you forgive me for some sound quality problems. I'm gonna handle it because I'm still looking, I'm still checking and analyzing what's the best. So yeah. After that, I still can come in front of the camera and share myself from today because I can calm down, I don't need, some people need to listen to Bob Marley then because it will calm them down. I don't. But I'm listening now to Morgan Heritage and it calms me down. But the first thing that I heard, the song, was from Killer Priest. And it's kind of deep stuff, but it tranquilized me. So I'm happy. I'm happy every day, and nobody can take that away. You see? I'm happy every day, and nobody can take it away. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, you think I'm a fool, you can go with that. But I don't care because, I respect. From KRS to J. Rule the Damager, you see me, hey yo, I'm laughing at you, but not laughing at the real teachers that I just spoke of, but those who know they're just destroying stuff, and so on. But laughing about somebody in a way where you say, hey yo, I'm teaching you something in my lyrics, and then that's what they did in hip hop. They were disrespecting each other a little bit, not getting too much into it. And even if they get too much, in the early days with MC Shannon, KRS-One, well, now they're friends, but they have battles. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. So that's what human people need to understand, that they can come, they can discuss things, they can, say things. But if you can't forgive that, that's your problem, not mine. You see, because I already forgave you for whatever you said. So we need to go to the philosophy, back to the philosophy of forgiveness. And when you misunderstand somebody, clear it out. Speak your clout. Some people, always say, let's take that outside. Yeah, outside, but talking. No harm. There's no harm done. I would never touch somebody because he is pushing me to the limit. But I speak my clout, and there I have the experience that when I speak my clout, people, they're just blocked. Not everybody, but those people with with a consciousness just lost in the subconscious mind. Remember that the consciousness lost in the subconscious mind is so fast affected because it's not stable. It's not connected. The consciousness is not connected to the subconscious mind. So you come with a real direct speech, you want to explain something, and you say, but I told you, and I showed you, and I did, and so on. But the person, just hears you speaking loud, and for that, when you speak loud, that's something bad. But like I said, in politics, they speak something sometimes loud. I would invite that, to speak your clout, to say, yeah, do that, do this, and raise your voice, but calm down again and say, hey, we had this discussion now, let's go and have a drink, Well, if you drink alcohol or whatever, I would drink some water with you. So, yeah, the philosophy of understanding your true self. You see, the truth is there, back in the word again, true self. The other thing is, philosophy is always based on principles, okay? So don't break your own principles. My principle is not to get involved in a physical fight. You need to understand that, because my inspiration is Mahatma Gandhi and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They spoke out. They raised their voice. If you hear Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speaking, he raised his voice. His voice is rising and getting loud. It's like, I don't fear any man, like that. But he didn't attack physically, because it's non-violence. So verbally, of course, it comes a power out. And be careful, because when you speak, it will affect the environment. You see, this is what I had in this event. I affected my environment. Everything was agitated. Everybody was like, trying to hold me back, because they thought I was like exploding or something into physical violence. But I don't, because I speak. I have my verbal fitness. I have my lyrics. But when somebody pushes me to the limits, I need to tell him, look, this is the limit right here. And you crossed over. Now you need to understand something. And then people don't listen to you. They don't listen. They just keep talking, blah, blah, blah. Like KRS-One said, And we need to understand that, like he said, they don't know the magnitude. So what is a magnitude? A magnitude is a certain rank, okay, a certain position. Now we're coming back to the philosophy. What is your position in your truth? So my truth is forgiveness, because yesterday I got from my friend Jesus Christ. So I'm doing this for this event that happened, that I forgive myself and forgive every party or member that was in it. And thanks everybody for the experience. So there is no need to go to talk about a certain person and put him in a way that he's a bad person or something. No, I don't, because I do understand the history behind it, and there is where we're going into, with the knowledge that I have. I do things for the people, okay? But you always will have a certain perspectiveless person, people that don't understand your way, and even will, let's just say, disrespect the stars themselves and God. Like me, when people attack me verbally, they always refer to God, that I'm all into this consciousness, and they are rude against the creation itself. So I'm always going into more personal stuff, to affect the person with his environment and his living beings that he has around, that don't have, let's just say, the the consciousness of controlling themselves and showing humble and love. Because like like I told you, I lived for 4 months on the streets. I know that it's not like if I'm going into New York, Brooklyn, or something, that I could say that I could survive there. I'm just telling you, I did it in the environment where I was born. I was going to the streets, and we have even here this violence and all that stuff. So, but I kept my head down. I knew how to survive. I'm a survival. Nobody takes me down. Nobody enslaves me with anything. So I can speak it out and stand true to it, because it's my philosophy and it's my core. This one I want to give it to you for your daily life. Take something, take your inner structure, something you like, because what not only like, you love to do. And that's your inner structure. And from there you can build everything. So you need patience too, okay? Because I want to read you something from the the calendar that I have right here. I got that as a gift from the Krishna consciousness community from Zurich. Respect to everybody, peace, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. I said that because that's their culture. So if I would know a Muslim, because my father is Muslim, I would say, let's just say, Inshallah, and thanks God, and God is great, Allahu Akbar. But this sentence is misunderstood nowadays because of the violence and so on. Let's not go into that, but to this sentence from the Guru, Swami Prabhupada. Failure is the pillar of success. You see? Somebody nowadays, I just want to go just as short. There is another sentence behind it too. Then try again, you shall try. Again, you shall try. And so on. But failure is the pillar of success. So nowadays, let me show you the picture, because it's nice for those people who like actually some advanced drawing. It's the failure is the pillar of success. So when people do failures in this society, you're already blamed. Or when you do something really bad, they come with lawyers and all that stuff. Come on, it's success out of it, but you don't get it. You don't get the message, because the failure will bring you further. But when we take always the failure to put somebody in a bad position, well, they can do it. But like I told you, if there's no real core behind it, and you just start to disrespect somebody and say, he's this and that, without that you talk before with him about it, it's not gonna last. Because you first want just to accuse him, bring him to the public, so that people will point at him again and say, he's this, he's that. But always know that when you take something public, you need to speak to the public too. If you don't have that ability, don't do it, because you're gonna end up like you'll be in front of the public of other people. You will talk, and they will feel that you're not real, and on the end, you were the one accusing, but being judged in the end. So that's the thing that the people had a problem with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because he had his truth, non-violence, but he spoke his cloud, and he said even stop being violent. You're just not you're not getting my message. Don't come into my movement, or not his movement, into the non-violent movement and be violent, because that is like I'm going to a, let's just say now, a hip hop culture concert, but I'm not interested in it, so I don't go there. This is the steps that you need to take in your daily life when you move with your truth, because nobody's going to be angry at you. Or even if you have a friend that is listening to hip hop and you said, I'm not going to the hip hop concert because I'm not interested in it, but I respect you, I respect your culture, but I like to go to a metal concert, or maybe even black or death metal. Doesn't matter, that's their culture. So back to the culture and the truth, you see. We already had the culture, now back to the truth. So when you take something in front of people to not to judge, but to say their opinion about it, we need to lay the facts down, no doubt. I mean, if somebody would say, I'm going to reveal all your things you did in the past, no problem. I can explain myself now what happened, but I have the proof that how I'm living right now, my own people that I know said that he can stand for his own. Because some people say, he always talks about his mom, that he loves her. Yeah, because it's the truth. She gave me love. So for those people who didn't get the love from their mother, I'm sorry. Okay? But the destiny is in your hand. You are the creator of your reality. I started with that sentence and I will never stop with it. So my own people know that even when my mother is gone, I will still do this communication to you through YouTube, because I will express myself more and more and more, that I will always love her and I wish her the best and so on. But I can't stand my own man. You know what I mean? I stand my man. I have to tell you for real that right now I don't have a relationship and I'm happy. I don't say women are unnecessary. They are really necessary, as I explained it, because I love my mother. But I can live without a girlfriend or a wife, because I feel the universe, and the universe is giving me love. And with that love, I can live, because the universe is something so powerful, so it's universally. It can change, and we as human beings have feelings and dreams, and so that's what I told you. Find the same inspiration to reach the state to a stable relationship. I cannot tell you that I'm not looking forward for a relationship. I don't want to exclude that, okay? Because I see it's something nice, I had the experience, and so on. But I can tell you that how I'm living right now, I can stand my own man, I can handle my things, I can wash my clothes myself, I can clean myself. And if I'm asking somebody for help, it's because I like to do this community, to do something with somebody. When I was building the gym with my uncle and the other people involved, that's because it's a community. But when you have a disturbance in a community, it's not going to last. I'm not saying that I have a disturbance, because I'm not disturbed. I am happy every day, so I don't have a disturbance. But I see that in every community you have conflicts. And then some people will leave the community and go to that and then talk bad about that community. That can happen, because you were there once, you felt good. And if you have a misunderstanding, speak out. And if you step out of the community, make sure that you do it peacefully, that you still can return that to visit and say, hey, yo, you see, I'm doing this right now, like that way. So there is no reason for us, to fight each other physically, but to talk to each other physically, no matter how agitated this discussion get. Try to focus to the person that you're talking to. Like, I would never step in front of, like, I want to make some examples, to a higher spiritual being and tell him, yo, what you're talking is just nothing. That's, disrespectful. You're just coming out and you don't know what you're saying. You're just, talking cheap. Like Bob Marley said. It's cheap. We have a fact that there are cheap and expensive things, okay? That's the truth. Let's take it that way. You have a car that is very expensive, and you have another car is not that expensive. The expensive car nowadays can go faster, but the other car does the same thing, has the same sense. You can come from A to B, but the other one looks better, and so on. People will be more attracted, but the other car still does the same function. So to come from A to B, but the deeper meaning behind it is the way you're coming from A to B, the other one is faster, people will look, or even he drives slower so people can see him, and so on. I'm actually always, like I told you, I never did this before, what I'm doing right now, because I'm more introverted, into myself. And there's a reason why I was always like that, because I like to keep things for myself. And I'm telling you, I'm not telling you everything right here on YouTube, because you need to keep some things for yourself, not for not for safety, but to make sure that you can stand to your truth. So if people told you something about them, keep it for yourself. If they say, please keep it for yourself. I can keep stuff for myself and share it with the people that are involved in it, that know they don't have to go out and speak about it, but to talk about the problem that the person told me and how we can change that, to do that, not to expose the secret. So you see, always a deeper meaning behind it, if you do it, and why and how and what you change about it. So some people do understand what I'm doing, some people don't. Like I'm saying, peace, love to everybody. But we need to understand the truth, okay? And we need to speak out loud. We need to come to an understanding, a consciousness where people will say, okay, yeah, I respect you, because you can communicate. You can express yourself. And we can build a relationship and even something deeper on it. First, it will be maybe just a friendship, but then it can come to, really deep friends, even if you knew them just for 1 second. After I'm like I told you, the friend that brought me Jesus Christ from Brazil, I know him now maybe 1 month or something, or 1.5. But for me, this person is highly respected for me. He just, I had a wish. I asked him, it's okay, even if you return without it, if you don't find it, no problem. But it was the effort behind it that, was for me countable, that I take into account. And for that, when he brought me this statue, I was like, I can't tell you. It was like a little little child getting the present that he always wanted. So, I have a spiritual teacher as a statue, of course. But now we go into the stagnant material, the stagnant universe that you see with your eyes, but I perceive something else outside of the statue. That's another subject. So, appreciate the people that you have around you, even those that go in on your nerve, because everything has a deeper reason. Children, sometimes, they go in on your nerve. And nowadays, I have to tell you the truth, and we have to be real about it. Take a look outside in society and tell me, if you look how we are living, do you think that we as adult can say we are really adult? That there is not a child in us that was misunderstood in the childhood, and we have an issue with that, but we don't want to deal with it because we are now adult. We can buy stuff, we can go there, buy car, drive car, I'm this one, I have this career, and so on. But I'm talking about the fact, the truth behind it, that I always see the baby behind it, and I want to help. But some people, like I said, if you give the hand, they will slap it away. Really rude, I can tell you, really rude. And what I can tell you from my experience is when you talk to a child, you need to make clear what is right, not right and left, but what is straight. You know what I mean? I like more the expression straight. I wrote it in the comment, I think, not the comment, the description of the movie, I think from the culture. I have to check later, but I'm sure I put it there. So straight, you know, not left, not right, straight the child, and tell him, you know, what you did right now. Talking back in that way wasn't good. Why? I'm telling you now. Because I am your father or I am your mother and I love you. And if you keep acting like that in the world, you will face problems and problems because you are not expressing yourself in a certain way, in a gentle way. Because I start always to explain something gently. And most people can't express themselves gently. They get agitated and then I get loud too. And when they tell me to be more quiet, I go louder because nobody tells me to be quiet, to calm down. I calm down myself when I see that the person is now listening, you know. But some people are really like a stone. You can talk to them and it's not working. So this is neutral. Just for references, if some people will see that and take it maybe in front of a court or something, I don't mind because I can explain myself in front of the judge with the respect that I have, without that I disrespect the civilization that I live in too, because I accept the state to be right now, but I know where I am going. And this is actually something that is just about me. I'm not giving this to you, so you need to become like I, let's just say, you don't have to become what I'm doing or become my character, just be yourself. This is what KRS says all the time. He says like, be yourself, because you don't have to be us. You have to be you, so you can be you, and later you can lead us. So it is crucial to understand when people talking, and if you take examples from them, try to show that you understood the message. Don't twist it, because I'm not twisting in any lecture from KRS. Everything I'm telling you is what I perceive because I'm listening straight. That's what I've learned when I was a child, to listen. Because when my mother started to become loud, I knew I did something wrong. So I was quiet and listening. So nowadays we have different situations where people get, nervous, and then some people tell me, it's necessary to slap a child. Don't misunderstand me. That's not my point of view. There are children, you can tell them something in a certain way and they be very calm. It depends on how you raise. And I'm telling you straight, if you're not spiritual, if you become spiritual, you will feel a difference because like I told you, when a baby is born, there is something, but not a thing. It's a being. So a being is always with consciousness, with emotion. The camera has no emotion. Okay? Let's just say it has an energy, but not the emotion behind it, because you can curse your camera as much as you want, but it won't do you any good, because then you will come in conflict with the energy of it. So there is always a deeper, and that's what I told even my mom. I can show to some people my videos, but I don't do it. I put them online, and those who want to watch it, because I just give it to the friend that gave me the statue of Jesus Christ from Brazil, because he inspired me, and I send him these videos so he can watch them. But I don't say you need to watch it now. I don't write that. I say have a good day, bro, and with the video, just like that. It's neutral. I'm not pushing anybody to watch that. And if you say he's just a fool, I turn it off. No problem. That's your truth, and I respect that. But I know my truth too, so I keep going. So it's all about truth, you see. So when you're truthful to your children, the misunderstandings won't be there, because you explain yourself to your child. People will say, but my child is never listening. Yeah, because you had further a child learns a child is an inner structure to a being. And a being always learns the patterns, the structures that you have. So if your child, plays and it breaks something, and you say, no, it's no problem, it can happen. You just have to tell, please watch out next time, without getting angry. Please watch out next time, because this was like a gift from your grandmother, or this was a gift from your uncle. And then the child maybe starts to cry, and then you need to explain yourself. No need to cry. We're going to your uncle or to your grandmother, and we're going to ask something else in return, and say that we broke something, that we're sorry, but you get something back. That's how you talk to children. And they will, feel that you mean it, that you're real, that you're not just, comfort them if, you're poor. Not like that. Children are not stupid. So they feel, if you give instructions with love, understanding behind the instruction, like, I do understand why that happened, because we were not born perfect. If we now take that really, really large circle around to the point where we hear the information, and I don't say I deny it, that we were created by the Anunnaki. And I told you, if we assume that they say, okay, let's create this human being who will serve us in the beginning, because a living being has an evolution. Even plants have evolution. So something cannot be stagnant at the same point. This is just your perception. This is your truth. But the consciousness, your subconscious mind, rises all the time, because we are infinite living beings. So we're going infinite. I'm trying to lay a fact that no matter what happens in your life, forgive yourself first. Forgive those that had let's just call it, like in hip hop, beef or a misunderstanding, and try to clear it out without weapons, without fights, without bringing up connections, or without that you start to, in the beginning, saying that you harm if he attacks. Because this is something you assume is going to happen, but it's your truth, so you start to defend yourself in that sort of way, and start to speak about, I will harm you, I will hurt you, and so on. Stop that, because it's ignorance, okay? Ignorance means you ignore the fact that the other being is trying to tell you something, his truth, so you could talk to each other, you know what I mean? Like adults and children of God, but you ignore it. So that's when you come to the the level of ignorance. And the level of ignorance is not here, it's right here, and you don't see it even in the camera. It goes really deep. And that doesn't mean that it's low, but it needs to go back into darkness and learn that it has to rise. And when a plant comes out of the earth, it's fragile. So I'm not the one when somebody plants seed. That what was Bob Marley said in I Shot the Sheriff. Every time I plant the seed, he said, kill it before it grows. And Bob Marley was a spiritual person, and he had this connection to the seed of a plant. We don't have to mention now ganja. We have to just to talk about the fact of the plant. So you see that there is always people sensitive, and they try to explain something. But when you're just rude and you keep going on with your logical thinking, you can be the genius you want in mathematical equations. But if you don't know how to love, I'm telling you straight, you're missing the core of it. Because it's true. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's true that the universe can be explained into mathematics. Like I told you, 1 human plus 1 animal equals 2. But 1 human minus 1 animal is 0 again. We start from ground zero. You see? So it can be explained, but you need to have the love for it. For the human being you're talking, and not that the human being is just a number. It represents the number in the equation, and so on. Because I assure you there are higher intellectual people with much more knowledge, and that's what I'm saying. If you have this knowledge, just connect to your spirituality, to your inner self, to your truth, to the universe. And you will see, with the knowledge you had from all this, studying and in the universities, you will rise to a consciousness where you can help people all around without that you exclude anybody. Because if you start to exclude, you will miss the spark that makes you the genius you are inside. So we need to go to the truth, to the roots, going back to our roots. The roots are the culture, I'm not acting like a vulture. Doesn't mean that the vulture is bad, but sometimes when I look outside of my window, I feel a little bit sad. People disrespecting each other all the time. While I'm spitting my rhyme, I'm in another time. You see, this is hip-hop. We express ourselves with things that you see right now in the stagnant universe, the physical reality. It's not. You see me here, not in another time. So that's why I'm telling you, this is my truth. Because I see myself in another time. This is really interesting when Rocky Mallah said, will I be in the next episode? And he goes like, yeah, I'm going to be in the next episode in the song. Listen to that. It's, I think on The Master, the album called The Master from Rocky Mallah. Recommend you that if you are into hip-hop culture. If you just listen to hip-hop music, try to understand the culture behind it. Not that these people are making money with their talent. Try to see the skill behind it that is infinite. And in this world that we're living, we have right now the current state of where we live, so we need the money. This is what I wanted to explain you with Busta Rhymes. Bring me something you created, the money, and I will show you that I will have abundance of it. You see, we need to go beyond that before you start to judge people. Now he's commercial. Believe me, Busta Rhymes is not commercial. He's deep underground. But if you don't understand the culture, you don't understand the being, and then you start to going into wrong ways. This is like if you're going, your mother wears gold. And my mother, she wears this gold necklace with a medallion of my dad, my uncle that passed away a few years ago. And there's Jesus on it, and it's written in Italian, God protects you. This is what I'm telling my mother every night before we go to sleep. We kiss each other on the cheek, and I tell her, God protects you, and I love you, and all that stuff, because I mean it, because it's my mother. She was always there with me, and so on. And she got that gold. But now I think, my mother, she's walking around with gold. There are people they can't eat. And she has a gold necklace. So you see, if we don't see the deeper meaning behind it, why she's wearing it, because it was her brother, and her brother was deep inside of her heart, because they had time when they were young together, and she had good time with him and bad time, she still loves him. This is what's so amazing about my mother. She has a lot of love. I mean, infinite. You can ask the people that she knows, and they can tell you the same thing. People like to talk to her. So that's why, don't misunderstand me. If there comes a certain point, I always make myself clear to my mother too, to be respectful to other beings, not to judge them, and so on. So, no matter whatever people think of you or whatever, let them. Because if you start to focus on what they think of you, you get infected. Don't misunderstand me for the people that do that. Because that is because they don't know what they do. So they influence you, but if you believe in yourself, nothing can come at you. You start to laugh. And people will say, he is crazy. But you laugh because you're happy and you understand the misunderstanding behind it and the stubbornness of some people. So I'm happy because I can express myself. I can express myself. I can stand in front of a man and tell him what I think of him. First, I tell him straight, that I love him, and even show that. But then when it comes to a really deep discussion where people, get agitated and cursing here, cursing there, because you have to be careful when you say something. You curse. And when you forgive yourself and forgive the human being that you had the beef or the conflict with, you, in your mind, you hug, and you have that love, that point where you go back to yourself. The curse will disappear. This is exorcism, okay? Because doesn't have to do something with evil spirits. Like I told you, a spirit cannot be evil, but spirits are around and are powerful, and they will be on one side of the human being, because everybody moves around with spirits, and some they move with spirits that are guiding them, and they goes like, let's just take a fantasy out of my mind. I imagine that like that. We have, like, you say them, guardian angels, okay? So they are with you, but you don't realize them. The angel says back when he meets the other angels, I'm giving always symbols, but she or he is not seeing me, is not listening. He can do so much more, but you have to tell you. And then let's just say they laugh, but they don't laugh about the human being. They laugh about the fact that in the current state, the being could be so much more, but it's less because it doesn't see its ignorance, that it doesn't realize the truth, which is that not everything that you see is only real, that even that you don't see is real, because you feel the wind. You feel the wind, but you don't see it. So, when you were asking yourself what I'm doing right now, I like that song, and it's a deep song from KRS-One. Excuse me. Reality ain't always the truth. Rhymes equal actual life. in the youth. Rams equal actual life in the youth. We are in the youth too. Even if I'm 34, I know I'm in the youth because somebody who is 60 or 70 is older than me. So I'm still in my youth. So Rams equal actual life in the youth. And he's talking about, people cursing here, people cursing there, and it's getting hot. And people start to try, coming with killing around. So he needed to express himself and saying, hey, yo, I really had to show you who I am. So you understand that, to lay the fact, yes, you can do all that, what you're saying with your power, but I am that one. Oh, sorry. Now you got the message. This is what I'm this is what I'm saying. So the truth is something very, very important to you because it's the reality. Rams equal actual life in the youth. So what you are saying will be your truth. For me, the truth is that I don't want to be the problem. I want to be the solution. The solution, like I wrote in the description of the culture video. The solution, because the solution comes from the soul, nowhere else. And the problem comes where? From Babylon, because we were alone with understanding that our parents, and we don't disrespect them now, we give them still the love, didn't have the chance or didn't have the understanding for it, for the spiritual world, because nowadays we're living in the current state. Of course, you have all this, violence going on and so on. But if you look carefully, compared to the past, like if you go 50 years back, there's a new consciousness rising. And that's what I'm telling you. People who were wrong before, change them. But let's just assume now that somebody did something wrong. And you say, okay, I forgive you. And this being will respect it and start a relationship with you, and then you're going out together, to drink something, to have fun, safely having fun, and then at a certain point you meet some other people that and they will start looking strange at him, and there is where it gets really important for you to say, yo, what's up? I feel there is a misunderstanding. I'm chilling now with him or her because I forgive him for what he did. So please don't disrespect him now because I'm your friend and I want that he becomes our friend too. So that's why don't exclude people, because if you start, going like that, I'm just chill. I just want to, take him out to laugh about him. That's going to end up really bad. Because the person is going to be really, really disappointed and hurt, and it will take a long time, maybe even in next lifetime, to trust somebody. So there we're coming back to the trust, because that's the truth and that's the innocence. Remember the dove? Trust, innocence, initiate. When you initiate somebody, they trust you because they think, okay, he knows what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. I had an event today, and people will now think in a way of me however they want to. I don't care, because I forgive myself, I forgive the other party members who were involved, and so on. I don't have to mention names. Not because only to make myself sure for court reasons or to go into the justice. It is because my own justice inside tells me not to mention it, because it's not, on the end, it doesn't make any sense. Because I know if I say a name, people will refer to it. Oh yes, I know, it was her, it was him, and I know her. Who tells you that you know her or him? If I say I know you because of observing, realizing what is going on. And that is the thing beside that I know from myself too. My truth is that I know I can hurt people verbally just to, they need to come out and express themselves. But when they express themselves, I started to laugh because they have no really argument. They can tell me everything, I laugh about you, or you're all into this God consciousness stuff. Well, yes, I am, and I'm happy. You see, I don't have a relationship. I don't have a job where it pays a lot of money that I can buy more expensive cameras for and more expensive computers, and I have servers when I can storage my videos and all that stuff. I'm happy with the current state I'm living in. So you see, that's why I laugh. I say, well, I don't know what you were talking about, but I know that I'm going in front of the camera again, not mentioning you, and keep going on with my truth that I express to the world, to the universe, and word up. In the beginning, there was the word. So after the event, all this agitation, misunderstanding, I come in front of the camera and say, yo, we need to talk about truth. So forgive yourself, forgive others. That's the truth. Because if you don't do it, you ignore a fact. If you accept something, means your subconscious minds get it. He understood. And there where we coming back to the angels. The angels will understand, okay, she did realize it. Now let's change our plans. Because I'm telling you, the universe always has a plan, but it's not stagnant. The word of God or the laws of God are not written into stone. They are meant to show you a basement where you build up something. And sometimes things happen, but we can't let that go, the base. Because otherwise, if you have no base, you fall. If you have a barrel without a bottom, you can pour as much substance in it, it will always come out on the floor. So you want to storage it, right? So the truth is the substance behind it. Back to substance. You pour truth into the barrel to storage the truth, that when something can come up, like I'm telling you straight, for your daily life, a discussion, you take the truth out and the other says, you were right. But before we were talking and you just accused me of this and you were talking bad about that and so on. But then you say, but you remember when I did that? And if he is conscious, he will realize, and if not, I'm telling you, let it go. But then you can do something else. Start to laugh, not about the person, but about the fact that whatever the person is planning inside their mind has no core. So whatever you want to do, if you don't forgive yourself and forgive me, like I forgive myself and forgive you, you're always going in a circle. It's like a cat or a dog trying to catch his own tail. You see that sometimes? It's so funny. It's cute. It's not that I laugh or clowning the animal. I like how they play. It shows us something. And I think, the dog is, or the cat, the dog will be guided from the constellations. It's not Cyrus. Cyrus is the conqueror. It's Cyrus. Well, it's called Cyrus too, I think. Sirius. We call it here in Switzerland Sirius. So it's the a star in the constellation of the dog. Okay. So I like that when you see that they want to show us something. The stars show us our attitude that we have at the moment, because we're running around in circles, catching our own tail, not the other one's tail. It's our own tail. Until you realize it, you see sometimes the animals when they realize they are a little bit of you You see some those who do it because they know to do. I'm talking about the animal. The animal can be conscious and expressing it for the constellation to show something here on earth, for the being in front of him to show him something, for what he is at the moment thinking, because animals can feel the presence and helping us. So when the other thing is when the animal starts to realize that you watch and you say, well, what are you doing? You know, some people like to talk to their dogs and pets and so on. And they say like, what are you doing? You're catching your own tail. And believe me, they realize it. And you need to go and, have some relationship, take them like that. And because it was funny and you had a nice experience with the dog. Not that you laugh over the animal. You see how deep I want to go. In every relationship there is a truth. And the truth is that the dog loves you and you love the dog. But you don't have the intercourse that we don't have to talk about, that we have even nowadays. So these things happen because there is no, where you have to balance. People maybe when they saw me today in the event, they said, but he's talking about love and all that stuff and balance. But he's not balanced now. Don't misunderstand. Whenever I get loud and express things, like even Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, he was talking wisely. I was today more cursing and saying really rude words, but with a meaning behind it, to show like a character's play, a character's environment, how it works, all this false accusation and all this putting on me the mistake that is that why the event happened, And that's why I'm saying I can take these examples out of my life because it happened to me and I can represent it. There's nothing wrong. You can ask any lawyer or any judge you want. I'm not mentioning names. So that's it. So that's my truth. I know I can live with that. And if somebody, like I told you, out of the event wants to take me in front of the court, I'm happy with it. Let's do it. Because I can speak clearly about my past and everything what I've done. I don't deny that. And I urge then, if it should come to that point, that judges and lawyers don't try to mix words, because that will not end up good. Because I know how I speak, and I speak clearly, I speak clearly in English. I'm limited right now because I forgot about my vocabulary. But in Swiss German, no doubt, man. We'll bring it up. I know how to express myself. So another person who always pushes me to the limit knows that and now respects me and talks differently to me because I express myself. So your truth is your reality. Your reality will become your habit. And now we're going further. Your habit, you will live that every day. So if you like to be happy, that is your truth, because you know you are loved by the universe. No matter what you have done, you are gonna be happy. If you are with a woman, if you are with a man, if you are divorced, now it's getting really hard, I know, but I'm coming from a divorced parenthood. So it's nothing nice for me too. So you always have to remember that it's not only hard for you as parents, for the child is much harder. Because the man and the woman, they loved each other and they can, through their understanding, they see, okay, it's not working anymore. But that's why I say, just a side note again, that before you have a child, inspiration, is it there? Can we stay together? Because divorcing is not an option, not watching back. But anything can happen, so we assume that happens. Think that you can stop loving each other, but the child cannot stop loving the father or the mother, no matter how hard you do, and you educate the child that way. Inside, the subconscious mind is connected to the other part of the parent. You can do whatever you want, whatever. So the truth is, and let me tell you this, that we need to understand each other, communicate with each other, express ourselves clearly, without that we going into discussions where we curse each other, where we taking things out of the past that will hurt the other, you know. Not that I didn't do it, I did it, but with a meaning to take somebody out and show me what you got. Because the person asked me, come in front of me and tell me that straight here and not over there. I went. I was in front. And I told him this, and that. So now what? Couldn't speak. Just laughed over me and said, you're insane. You see? That's not an argument. Telling me that I'm insane. Am I insane if I say I need to forgive myself and others? Not only myself because the others did the mistake. No, I did a mistake too. But I have to forgive others too. So I can come in contact, I want to tell you that when I was around 15, 16, in my town where I grew up, well, let's just say grew up because we left Switzerland, went to Italy, came back, and then was back in the town where I was born. I had some people once that beaten me down, but a large group against me, and I couldn't defend myself. I was just like that, But today, I see these people and I greet them. I even, if they have time, I start to talk with them. How are you? I forgive them because we had our misunderstandings. But if I take that that situation and take it all in my life, it's a burden. It's a weight that I don't need. And then we come into another aspect that I want to give to some people who like to do workouts. Workouts with your own body, calisthenics are just more effective than if you push weights. I'm not saying you are going to be stronger than someone who's pushing weight, but it's healthier for your body. So, we have bad respect to Hannibal for King. Go and check it online. What he's doing, and he's doing that for 18, 20 years. He's a master. So, you see that always when you master something, you can, touch the community. And the community, I'm telling you right now, is not those who do calisthenics. It's the entire spiritual family. Everybody. I'm not showing always here, also there, everywhere. And if you put around a circle around you, the most difficult part to get from the circle is the one beneath you. It looks like a platform that you're on. And this is the presence that you cannot grasp because it passed so fast. Now it's already gone. You see? But your spirit is different. It catches the moment every time. It lives in the moment. So we need to understand that to take that burden, to take that experience that was bad, and they were bad to me, they did something to me. I take that all the time with me, and when I see them, I get tired. Like, oh no, I remember them. You see what they did to me? Like you carrying a picture of it, Oh no, now he's there again. He's a stupid one. I don't want to talk to him, like that. That's not happening with me because I forgave them. And when I talked to these people, we had the nicest discussions. How are you doing? What did you do the time I didn't see you? And do you have a family? Like this. Even those who harassed me, didn't beat me, I still have a good connections to them too. I don't have to point at them because they were bad to me. There will be always people misunderstanding you because you have a strong character. But now do not misunderstand me, because when I was young I didn't have a strong character, but it was my aura. And that's my truth. It was always there with my subconscious mind, and some People are gifted, even if they don't know it, to realize that. And some people, when they are not realizing their gift, the gift could be like, you say today, it could be like a curse more than a gift, because it will it will affect you. You have the perception for it, and then you feel it, and you don't know how to handle it, instead of communicating and share, and then you will realize, but oh, I have an aura too, and wow, and you start to realize. I don't say you will see the aura, but you will feel your aura. So this is something very important. This is facts that I always say to people, when they say, what do you think about death when you die? I say, please don't misunderstand me, because if you ask me that, I can tell you straight what I think of. I'm coming again. Like Busta Rhymes said on the track Abandoned Ship on the comedy, if I die, I'm only come back. And this is what nowadays people don't understand, and they put, psychiatrists, they say your psychology is psychological disturbed. That's wrong. That's just my point of view, my truth. For you, your truth is this one is red because people told you it's red when you were young. But what if you, I don't say don't miseducate your child, but if you would tell your child this is green, and it would have another environment which will tell you you're wrong, this is red, it will think that when they see the color red, they say it's green. Do you understand where I'm going with the truth? So that's why be truth to your children. Because when you say it's red, it's red. We all call it red, let's assume it's red. But you can give it to your spirit. Now you can say it's not only red, it's Monday. Monday, red? Are you insane? You see? No. Why? Because I give the days in the week, I give them a certain color to make my day more colorful. You see? So there is always something, deep inside that is working with you. And these are guardian angels. No doubt they exist. And that's where I return to what I was saying with, I'm looking only at the being itself, but the consciousness behind it, and the spirits stepping with the being. When you see Mahatma Gandhi, when you see Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., how they attracted so much people. Mahatma Gandhi, whole India, and let's just call it not groupies, but people in consciousness with him from other countries who respected the man or the being for not going too much male and female, or Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who connected even black and white people stepping together. And when he said, sons of former slave masters will sit together with sons of former slaves, black and white together. This is his dream. And there's where I'm going back to the truth. This is my truth, and nobody can cancel that. No institution, no religion, no culture, and no offense to all of them, because I respect them and love them, because otherwise I would not talk about that stuff. About these facts, that it's possible, because it doesn't matter if you're black or white, okay? Because you all see with your eyes, you all hear with your ears, and so on. So we always need to see the consciousness behind it, because then you see the core, and that's always the universe working. If you look somewhere behind a violent people, you will see misunderstandings. Not that I say the universe is not there with that being, it's with it, but it's not conscious of it. And we need to understand that we need to help these people, okay? So the event that I had today with a certain person doesn't affect me, because I still love this person and respect. And that's coming straight out of me, because I feel like that. But nowadays people don't have this understanding, so they will just tell you, you are just telling me this, it's not true. Let them, because ROMs equal actual life in the youth. You are saying that, so it's your perception. You think I'm lying, okay. But I myself know that I'm speaking the truth. That's the same thing with Mumia. He know he's innocent, and that's why you see him laughing. Okay? Because he know he is innocent. Because the only one on the end who really will judge you, let's just say judge to show you what you did in your life, is God. And he know he's innocent, so that's why he's happy. Because in front of the universe he's innocent. That's enough. That's from ancient Egypt. Your heart had to be as light as a feather. Imagine that. Nowadays, oh, you need a lot of feathers. So it was equal to one feather, not multiple ones. And that's where actually Anubis comes in, the oracle that we had. So no offense. We need to go and respect that and take a card out of it. So let's go for another word for truth to finish the video right now, for truth, with another word that we can talk for like let's just say more half an hour or something like that. But give me a second, I'm gonna be back. I have to check something. I'll play you some music louder so you can hear it while I'm not here. It frightens me, and I just want to see my son and mom. But over here they dropping 7 million tons of bombs. I spend my days dodging all these movie traps and moms, and at night praying to God that I get back alive. And I'm forced to sit back and wonder why I was a part of Operation Rolling Thunder in the foxhole with 9 months left here. Jungle like the fucking harbinger of death here. I just wanna go home. True story. Call me Thorburn, John A. Staff Sergeant, marksman, killing, illin', I'm able and willing, kill a village, elephant, raping and pillage a village, illegitimate killers, U.S. military guerrillas. This ain't a real war, Vietnam shit, World War II, that's a war. This is just a military conflict, shooting, drug abusing, Vietnamese women screwing, sex, gambling, and boozing. All this shit is amusing, bitches and guns. This is every man's dream. I don't wanna go home where I'm just an ordinary human being. Special out, Huey chopper, gun shit, run shit, group one when the minigun spit, won't miss, kill shit, spit 4,000 bullets a minute. Victor Charlie hit trigger, hit it, I'm in it to win it, get it. The lieutenant hit it, the villain I been it, the killing I did it, crippled did it, bitches I painted as vivid, living a wizard with weapons, a secret mission. We got to begin it, government funded behind enemy lines, bullets is spraying, it's heating up 100 degrees. The enemies, the North Vietnamese, bitch please, they don't sweat, I'm totally at ease. Until I see the pilot got hit, and we got to hit some trees. Taylor Road to pro crash land, American man, Cambodia, right in the enemy hand. Take a swig of the whiskey to calm us. The yellow hair wearing black pajamas, they wanna harm us. They all up on us, bang bang, bullet hit my chest, feel no pain. To my left, the captain caught a bullet right in his brain. Body parts flying, loss of limbs, explosions, bad intentions. I see my best friend's intestines, ready to want to fall, it's raining, I'm covered in mud. I think I'm dying, I feel dizzy, I'm losing blood. I see my childhood, I'm back in the arms of my mother. I see my whole life, I see Christ, I see bright lights, I see Israelites, Muslims and Christians in peace, no fights, black, white, Asians, people of all types. I must have died, then I woke up surprised I'm alive. I'm in a hospital bed, they rescued me, I survived. I escaped the war, came back, but ain't escape agent orange. Two of my kids born handicapped, spastic, quadriplegia, microcephalic, palsy, cortical blindness, name it, they had it. Thanks for those who had the patience. So we're going to the card. Here we go. Okay, so let's ask the universe another word for truth that we can talk like half an hour about it to explain it deeper and the connection between it. So we know now that truth is culture. That in your culture you have to be true to cultivate your culture and coming to your consciousness where there is no limitation because you observe your environment and see that there is an infinite being behind it, not only manipulating like people like to say with certain misunderstandings that are going around, but they some people say even by manipulating meaning guiding. So let's see. Now check that. Life force. The funny thing is that right now is playing off Ra and he calls himself the body of the life force. So life force energy, purification, divine awakener. That's truth. The truth is your living force. And then we're coming into the word chi. Sorry, didn't show it. It's a snake. But we have to understand that deeper because snake nowadays always refer to this biblical interpretation of the devil. Like I told you, there can be a devil because God is almighty and so on. So life force, okay? Because the snake represents even the medicine and awakening. So truth will awaken you from your slumber of ignorance. Don't misunderstand that people, when I say ignorance, because I was ignorant too. I'm always pointing at myself. I'm not pointing at you listening. I'm talking about things in my life. As you see, I always bring up examples in my life and then maybe make some example that you had too or in a different way. So the life force, okay, it's called the chi, Tai Chi. Chi there is written with C-H-I. So consciousness, C, H, hidden, I, inside. Consciousness hidden inside. That's life force. In India, Kundalini, Kundalini, Kundal and I on the end, like you hear it from the Rastafaris. And if you know some Rastafaris, let them explain you the word I, the Holy Trinity. So it's always there. There's a life force and you're connected with it, no matter how ignorant we are, or no, let's say you are all wise, I'm the fool. How ignorant I am, the life force is always there with me. So to going back to the snake, to understand that is in India it's understood that the Kundalini is like the snake that starts from your lowest chakra to your highest chakra as a snake. You know, it spins. You know. So I'm telling you a good technique that I learned from the other side too, from the spiritual world, to take energy and always imagine how that energy, no matter what, hey, and so on, goes from the lowest chakra to the highest, like I'm telling you, putting it high up. And after that, it will go to your spirit. You have to do that neutrally, like I want to learn from that experience, not please help me with that. Of course, you can say that too, but please let me understand that experience so I can learn from it. Because if you like to learn, let's assume we would have a civilization where you don't have a schedule, a certain amount of time where you need to learn certain amount of information or knowledge that you need to show on the end on an exam. Let's say you have infinite time, and when you're ready, you go to the masters and say, "Now I'm ready." That would be a complete different exam. Because when you will fail, you will see yourself, okay, I wasn't ready because I came, I thought I'm ready, now I'm going back to study. And you will have more energy to do that. Like I told you, I cursed here for the event today, but I know why I did it and why I stand for my reality. Like I said in the culture video, I'm ready, man, for any conflict. But you need to understand that you can approach me saying bad things to me. That won't affect me, that I will say I will hurt you, but I will become, loud and explain myself. And, we need to do that. We are emotional beings. But I cannot go on and on and on loud for 24 hours. So let's do this for a short time. Like, wah! And then on the end back again. Calm and humble. We are emotional. So if you can do that, if you go like, ah, you're crazy. Well, it's crazy to suppress that feeling because it will affect you psychologically. That's psychology. You can go and ask psychologists if they're true. They will tell you it's true and even more about it. And some will discredit me maybe. I don't care because that's my truth. So we need to learn that we all are affected by the truth we live every day, by the life force that we have inside, and if we deny it, we block ourselves. We come to a certain point where we say that doesn't exist. You start to limit yourself again, and there's going to be your truth, and you won't believe it. And every time a spiritual person will come to you, try to help you, you will think it's just a fake spiritual person, because you will say, this is a human being like I am, so he does mistakes too. He can be that supreme or have that conscience. If we're going like this, you start to do this like Afura says, but not the devil story, because that's the category. You see, there is no devil. It's just when you put people into categories. He did that, so I assume he's this. He is that, and we call it here in Switzerland the system of putting people into shafts. Into like if you have if you have a certain environment where you can put your clothes in. I don't know now the English word. As you see, I'm limited right now. I'm going to study that. Means just like where you put your socks. Here you have your socks. Here you have your underpants, and so on. So you do that. He is here. That, we put that in, and here this one, and this here. And you always will open the same because you get used to it. I'm not doing this here because I want to have a confusion in the morning, but I'm aware of if I open another let's just say divine divine part of that object where I put my clothes in, then I'm not like, I'm stupid, exactly it's up here. No, oh man, that's the underwear, I needed that, So you can even try to change that, but what I want to help you with the life force and your truth is try to observe yourself, what you're doing every day with your hands, with your feet, your everyday life. Some things you always do only with the right hand. Sometimes you do it with the left, but unconsciously. Try to do that consciously so you will have more balance in your life. And when you are balanced, you come to a certain level where any event or Storm, catastrophe, even the apocalypse, Armageddon, it will affect you in the moment, but then back again, steady. And when you're a master of it, it will not affect you anymore. So I'm not that far. It still affects me, and I'm happy I saw that today. I learned my lessons from it, but I know the outcome of that expression because people are listening. And when they listen, the subconscious mind is listening, and I already have my judge that is listening to me, the universe. And it sees and it feels what I learned, what I can do, and what is the best option that it will never happen again. And did I change my life? Because God is my witness through whole life. He's always there. That's why I'm saying He's omnipresent. If you don't want to say God, say universe. But there's an energy, a life force, okay? And if you if you if you do this meditation for yourself, you will realize there is something. You always felt it, you didn't want to because maybe people would think you're crazy, so don't talk about it. Just keep it for yourself. And the thing I want to say is that the life force, the God, the universe is always there and was witness of my wrongdoings. And now from my wrongdoings, I accepted the state of mind and changed without any medication. I was in a psychological institute. How you call it in English? I think asylum. Asylum. I know how to, but not to pronounce, so please forgive me. I studying more and more and more. Soon I have vacation. It's gonna be so nice. I can study in the morning, and then in the evening I'm gonna do some videos. I have 3 weeks. So in that time, anybody wants a live stream, I'm gonna do it. I'm checking it, how I can achieve it with my laptop, if it's working or not. Because right now I don't have the financial position of buying a new one to handle it, but it should work. It's not that bad, my laptop. So we need to understand that I was in this psychological institute. I don't blame them because this is the only way they know. This is how our world is going. Let's take all that stuff, with these conspiracies and all that central bank and the pharmaceutical, I think, industry, that they want to give you that to drug you and so on. Yeah, I tried, a kind of substance that affects you really bad, and I said to my doctor, I'm gonna stop it, and he says like, it's not good, and then I changed doctor, because if you don't understand me, it's my will. Don't force me into that. And now what did I prove? That even without medicine, without a psychiatrist or a professional that I can talk to, because I'm talking to the universe and ask for forgiveness and help, because we need to take that step back, not give up in life. Like I said, step back, please help. And help will come without that it must be in the physical world. That will come later too. But the first help is always in the moment. When you say help, you will have a symbol. I assure you that. The universe is intention, intuition, and symbols. So, intuition, symbols, and what did we say? Initiation, intuition. So it doesn't matter. Intuition, which eye you take first. You take intuition to be sure. You always can that, but I want to go to the word intuition, and you can take even secret, and you can take I, and you can take sure, and we have the word Isis. That's my truth, okay? Because Isis was the sister of Osiris, and there's a weird story about them too. But like I told you, this is information. I'm taking the spiritual, the mystic out of it, and Isis is always a mother image. Okay, so it's intuition, it's initiation, and it's spirituality, it's symbols, it's again, you have the S, the I, and you have, you can play with words but put a meaning behind it, and make sure you study these words so you know what it is, because I can tell you from myself all these words that I use, I know because I study them. I start to learn English for myself, so I want to know what is instruction, what is intuition, what are obstacles, and so on. Because an obstacle is nothing bad, or maybe enemy, enemy is nothing bad. It is the perception of you, because I don't have any enemies. I just have my brothers and sisters, and I live with it. Okay, so there is no need for us to go to that state where we say this is my enemy or my rival, because as I told you about KRS-One, when he had the beef, or let's just say this battle between MC Shan and him, they're friends now. Okay, so it will always come to a gathering again, and there is where is the divine spot. All other are misunderstanding, miscommunication, and if you stay in this way, you have no core. And when the higher purpose will come true, the dream of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, because that dream is coming true. Like I told you, this is my truth, because it's the only solution. Because it cannot be that the black people blame the slave masters, and the slave masters still treat the black people as slaves. That cannot happen, because it will always be a cat and mouse, or dog and cat, and so on. We all can live in peace together. And that's why I'm telling you, if you need your time, take your time. Take your time, but then don't interfere with people that already took their time and did something out of it, okay, who changed. And then you take all these changes that were positive in a way for the community. So it's even negativity inside, because the negativity is that out of that change that is positive, inside it will eventually break down the other things that doesn't share the same core. So that's what I'm saying. No matter what kind of culture you have, no matter which religion you belong to, or what kind of truth you have, as long you believe in the universe, or God, or yourself at least. I hope that at least people believe in themselves, because there is where it starts. You don't have to start with God, but God will see when you start to believe in yourself, what you are capable of, that you can reach higher states. And with these higher states, you'll be always, don't misunderstand me, like a street sweeper in the universe, taking the dirt together, putting it to recycling, and higher purpose will come out of it. I did that today when I cleaned the truck. I was thinking, this is dirt, it's nothing bad. But when I put it, in for the universe, I know it, the universe inside there too, in the atoms and everything. We put that in the trash, and a higher purpose will come out of it. And what happened? I had this event where the universe showed me my level of understanding. So, life force, truth, reality. Don't forget that no matter how hard your times are, okay, I'm talking about now not only if you're alone, But if you're in a relationship and you have children, try to understand the truth that you're a family now, and a family is something really strong, okay? Because we are all one family. That's why I'm telling you, it's not more about secret societies, it's about one united family that can even coexist with other brothers and sisters that are not ready for it. But you have to know that. And that I'm straight. If you're going even against coexistence, you are going to against the solution that is there for those people who need time. So you go simultaneously against the people who did bad stuff that are now changing, and you say, I don't want coexistence. You go against those that are in the same position as you, but they realized and you don't. And then you make so much mistakes. Step by step, you will learn that you are affecting you yourself, not your environment, because like I told you, the life force is always there. Evolution is always there. If you devolute yourself, devolution, there is where the word devil comes from. Devolution, because you're not going further, you're going back. Not back to the roots, because that will be the step further for evolution. But you're going back and always, like I told you, carrying that stuff around that is not necessary. You learn from it. Don't watch back. Learn from the experience. And share yourself with the universe. Express yourself. I was hurt then. I was hurt then. And this is important. And we need to come to a conclusion then, when we have these discussions, who started to cross over. And not judging in that moment, but the person that crossed over need to confirm that. To be true. That's the truth. Because if you're not true, you're going nowhere. I'm telling you straight. To challenge the stars is to challenge the very part of you that is since ancient days you were created of. Okay? To go to a metaphysical understanding. We don't know how long the universe, people start to calculate how long the universe is existing. I'm telling you, it was always there. There is this song from Rocky Mallah, and he says like, man, woman, and child, and so is Allah. Okay? We can call it God. Vishnu, Krishna is the Almighty. So, man, woman, and child, and so is the Almighty, or so is the universe. And he was, or he, or she, or it was always there. There was no beginning, no end. It was always there, and we came out of it. I do understand if you can't follow me, because I have problems with that too. I couldn't imagine how something infinite. We always need a start. Like I told you, we need to start somewhere. But what about God? God don't have to start. God was already there and is always there. So this is hard to take, because everything that exists in our reality here has a beginning, like our birth and everything, but we don't see the invisible world or invisible force, la force invisible, behind it. Okay? So it's crucial that you do understand not to harm people who cross over and don't realize it, but to be there when the conflict rises, where it comes to a really high misunderstanding, where weapons and life and death will be at stake. There is where I expect from higher beings who have the understanding to interfere, to come and say, hey, yo, we need that, now we need to, calm all down. It's like, a stronger part that holds you back. So, at the same time, we need them to all calm down. And if they say, okay, I need my time, give them that time. If they can't do it in a moment, but that will be the greatest thing you can do, because in that moment is all that heated energy and everything. Nobody can cool down. And if you can cool down and talk, you know but that's the problem nowadays. People are not ready. That's when I started to laugh. And the person was like, look at you, you're just miserable and all that stuff. But I don't judge. I still, love him or love her or love it, the consciousness behind the person. So it's really important that you all don't forget your truth, don't forget your roots, don't forget your principles. Don't be the problem, be the solution, the solution. And it's going to be a lotion for you, for your soul, even if you put it on your skin, to go into the metaphysics. And try to forgive yourself when you do things wrong, because failure is the pillar of success, okay? And then try again. You shall try. Because if you don't try, you give up. And that's what I'm saying. Don't give up. Step back and ask for help, or step back and listen. That's what I did. I did a lot of bad stuff after this last depression. Then I started to watch documentaries about the universe, black holes, something I was interested. Came to documentaries of beings, of higher teachers, of solutions that are around the world for everybody, and so on. So that's why I share myself with you, share myself with the universe. I say peace. Kareem KAA gonna be back again soon. I will say tomorrow if God wants. And gonna talk about another subject. Will not tell you what, because if I tell you now, it ain't gonna be the surprise you expected. So take care. God be with you. The universe is with you. Believe in yourself. Peace.